We've all heard those travel horror stories online: lost luggage, missed flights, someone crying in the airport because their passport vanished. And suddenly you're like, thank God I didn't book anything this summer. Traveling should be exciting. You plan the perfect trip, you've got the outfits ready, maybe even a Pinterest board of aesthetic cafe spots. And then boom, chaos. The airport's a zoo. Your gate changes 5 times. Your luggage goes to another country, or you end up stuck in the middle seat between a screaming baby and someone who thinks the armrest belongs entirely to them. Sometimes it's just bad luck, but most of the time, these disasters could have been avoided with a little bit of prep and a few smart moves. And that's exactly what we're getting into today. In this video, I'm breaking down 8 things you should immediately do after boarding your flight to avoid those nightmare scenarios. Let's get right into it. Number 1, double-check that seat like your trip depends on it, because it kinda does. All right, the very first thing you need to do the moment you get on that plane is to make sure you're actually in the right seat. I know it sounds basic, but trust me, it's more confusing than you'd think. Not all planes are built the same, and that window seat you were dreaming of might randomly be labeled as F instead of A. Same goes for aisle seats. There's no universal code, and if you just plop down wherever, you might be in for an awkward mid-boarding standoff with a stranger holding the same seat number. Also, there's the issue of slowing down everyone else's boarding process and being the reason why the plane spends an extra 20 minutes on the ground. But beyond the awkward vibes, this is actually serious. Flight crews rely on everyone sitting in their assigned spot during takeoff for safety reasons and to match the flight manifest. Now, pro tip, once you're in the air and that seatbelt sign goes off, then you can start scoping out if there's an empty row you can slide into. Just don't count on it. These days, planes are packed tighter than a group chat during a concert ticket drop. Next, store your carry-on nearby. Look, I hate that we even have to talk about this, but we have to admit that airplane theft is a thing now. Yup, people are out here opening other people's bags mid-flight like it's just another episode of Airport Gone Wild. And let's be honest, having your wallet, credit cards, passport, or that expensive necklace you only brought for your beach pics and bougie dinners vanish while you're 35,000 feet in the air is definitely not how you want to kick off your vacation. So here's the move. If you're not planning to slide your carry-on under the seat in front of you, don't just toss it in the overhead bin above your head and forget about it. Instead, put it in the overhead bin across the aisle from you, where you can actually see it. Sounds like a small detail, but it makes a huge difference. You'll be able to glance up during the flight and make sure no one's casually unzipping your stuff while pretending to grab a snack from their bag. Also, let's talk about what goes in that carry-on. Your valuables, laptop, jewelry, camera, meds, passport, wallet. They should always be with you in your personal item, ideally under the seat in front of you. If someone opens your carry-on and all they find is a tangle of power cords and your backup hoodie, that's a win. And one more thing, if your bag has a lock or zipper clasps, use them. It won't stop a determined thief, but it'll slow them down, and sometimes that's all you need to catch them in the act. Number 3, if you have a weak bladder, make sure you sit in an aisle seat. Okay, let's just say it. If you know you're the type who needs to constantly use the bathroom mid-flight, and honestly, no shame in that, you have to snag yourself an aisle seat. Like, it's not even a question. Don't try to be optimistic and think, maybe I'll make it this time, 'cause you probably won't. Whether it's coffee hitting different at 30,000 feet, or your body just refusing to cooperate, getting up once, twice, maybe even 3 times, is basically guaranteed. And trust me, nobody wants to be that person awkwardly asking strangers to move every hour like you're playing airplane hopscotch. Plus, think of your row mates. The person in the window seat is usually trying to nap, read, or pretend they're not panicking about turbulence. Having to keep standing up so you can squeeze past every 45 minutes? Not exactly the most peaceful flying experience. Now, if you're thinking, I don't want to pay extra just for an aisle seat, here's a tip. Get to the airport early, like early. Talk to the check-in agent and ask. A lot of the time, they'll move things around for you if seats are still open, especially if you've got a genuine reason. Also, pro move. If you're flying with someone, have them take the middle or window seat while you snag the aisle. That way, you can move freely without bothering strangers, and your travel buddy won't mind as much if you're up and down like a jack-in-the-box. Number 4, test that seat. Before you get all comfy, kick off your shoes, and cue up your in-flight movie, here's what you actually need to do. Test every single feature of your seat. Because once that cabin door closes and you're in the air, you're stuck with whatever you've got, be it a broken screen or a USB port that's just there for decoration. First things first, check the entertainment system. Does the screen turn on? Does the touchscreen actually respond? Plug your headphones in. Does the audio jack work, or is it giving static from 1992? Then check for the USB port or power outlet, usually hiding underneath the seat or armrest. If you're planning to charge your phone or laptop mid-flight, now's the time to see if it's alive. Don't wait until you're at 80% and suddenly realize your charging station is just a glowing light of false hope. Next up, test the recline. Does your seat actually lean back, or is it frozen upright like it's got commitment issues? If it won't recline or it lurches back like a busted lawn chair, say something immediately. Let a flight attendant know before the plane takes off, because once everyone's settled, swapping seats becomes a Hunger Games situation, and you do not want to lose. Now, here's the move. Be polite. Don't just wander into another seat like you own the place. Ask if there are any other options available. Sometimes, if you're calm, cool, and point out a legit issue. Early enough, the crew might surprise you with an upgrade, especially if there are empty spots in premium economy or business class. No promises, but you might just get lucky. If you're enjoying this video, click the like and subscribe button. Also, turn on post notifications so you can be notified when we post new and exciting contents like this one. Number 5, check your life vest and oxygen mask. Okay, this one might sound a little dramatic, but hear me out. Check your life vest. I know you're probably thinking, isn't that what the safety demo is for? Sure, but you'd be surprised how often those things are missing. Yup, some people actually steal them, as in, take them home as souvenirs. Like, why? It's not merch. Anyway, before you get too comfortable, take a quick peek under your seat and make sure your life vest is actually there. Every seat is required by law to have one before takeoff, and if yours is missing, you need to let the flight attendants know immediately. Not just for your safety, but because it could delay the entire flight if they have to track one down. Yeah, no one wants to be that passenger holding things up, but it's still better than discovering mid-ditching that you're vestless in the middle of the Atlantic. Also, a fun little fact most airlines don't exactly shout about. On a lot of planes, the seat cushion is also a flotation device. Yup, that thing you're sitting on can actually be pulled off and used in an emergency water landing. So next time you plop down, maybe give it a little extra appreciation. Now, oxygen masks? Those are less likely to be missing because they're built into the panel above you, but still good to glance up and know where yours is located. If you see anything looking weird, loose, or like it's been tampered with, flag it. It's rare, but not impossible. Number 6, hydrate. Let's talk about something no one really warns you about until you're halfway into a flight with chapped lips, a dry throat, and a sudden urge to dunk your face in moisturizer. Airplane air is dry, like desert-level dry, and unless you want to land at your destination looking and feeling like a human raisin, hydration needs to be your new best friend. The cabin air inside planes is usually less than 20% humidity. For comparison, the Sahara Desert sits around 25%. Let that sink in. That recycled air isn't just uncomfortable, it actively pulls moisture out of your body. And that leads to headaches, fatigue, dry skin, and even jet lag feeling 10 times worse. So here's the move. Bring a reusable water bottle. Don't rely on those tiny plastic cups they hand out once every 4 hours. They're cute, but not nearly enough. Fill your bottle up after security, because you can't bring liquids through, obviously, and top it off again right before boarding if there's a refill station nearby. Then, sip regularly throughout the flight, even if you're not thirsty. Pro tip: if you're drinking caffeine or alcohol on the plane, no judgment, double up on the water. Both will dehydrate you faster than the in-flight Wi-Fi drains your battery. Bonus points if you also pack some hydrating face mist or lip balm. Trust me, your skin will thank you. Number 7. Mind your space. Airplane seats are basically glorified shoeboxes, and personal space is already hanging on by a thread. So, the least we can all do is not make it worse. That starts with being aware of how much space you're taking up, and how much stuff you're bringing into that space. First off, the overhead bins. Please don't be that person trying to jam 3 bags, a winter coat, and a yoga mat into one bin like it's a clown car. It's not just inconsiderate, it's unfair to everyone else who also paid for a seat and would like to have a spot for their bag too. If you've got more than one carry-on, put the smaller one under the seat in front of you. That's what it's there for. Now let's talk about you and your limbs. Armrests are sacred and hotly contested, so let's not spread out like we're in our own living room. If you're in the middle seat, yes, you technically get both armrests. Window and aisle folks, you get one and you deal with it. It's the unspoken code of economy flying. And for the love of peaceful skies, don't let your backpack or jacket spill over into your neighbor's foot space. Nobody wants to spend 6 hours doing footsie with a stranger's tote bag. Also, if you plan to recline, and hey, that's your right, look behind you first. Someone might be eating, working on a laptop, or just mentally preparing for takeoff. A slow, polite recline goes a long way compared to the full-force chair slam. Finally, consider motion sickness. Motion sickness is the worst. One minute you're watching a movie or sipping ginger ale, and the next you're gripping the armrest, breathing like you're in labor, and wondering if that tiny paper bag in the seat pocket is going to save your life. Spoiler, it might not. So, if you know you're someone who gets queasy in the car, on a boat, or while watching shaky camera footage, don't gamble on your stomach behaving at 35,000 feet. Come prepared. First thing, pack the right gear. Whether it's motion sickness pills, ginger chews, or those acupressure wristbands your aunt swears by, bring what works for you. Don't wait until you feel sick to go looking for help. By then, it's already too late. Also, keep whatever you bring in your personal bag, not in your carry-on overhead, because when nausea hits, you're not climbing up there like it's a jungle gym. Second, choose your seat wisely. If you're booking ahead, go for a seat over the wings of the plane. That's where the ride tends to be the smoothest, because it's closer to the aircraft's center of gravity. The tail and nose tend to get the most turbulence, and the window seat in the back row, let's just say, not ideal for a queasy flyer. Also, watch what you eat before the flight. Avoid super greasy or heavy foods. A spicy airport burrito may seem like a good idea, but in an hour, your stomach might not agree. So, what do you think about this list? Did we miss anything important? Let us know down in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.